people see it one year
Sure.
and they say, I want to do that next year.
So raise your glass, even though he's not the best, but at least he made the top 5.
Well, hey, welcome to another edition of the Night Gossip. We're here to talk about Thrill the Villages with Bonnie. My co-host today is going to be John. Thanks, John, for stepping up.
You're very welcome.
So, Bonnie, tell us about Thrill the Villages. What's it all about?
Well, Thrill the Villages is our group here in the Villages, a group of thriller dancers.
Okay, so you do the Thriller Michael Jackson story.
We do the official Thrill the World version
Okay.
of Thriller. It's a 6-minute dance.
Okay.
And Thrill the World is part of obviously a universal group of people who do Thriller the same day at the exact same time all around the world. So when we do it here in the Villages, there will be groups that do it in Thailand, in Paris, in New Zealand, in all over the United States as well. Different teams that all do, and we all do it together. So there's actually a little video clip of all the different Thrill the World groups around the world, and Thrill the Villages is part of it.
That's awesome. Now, how many groups will actually do the dance on the day? Is it just one group? Well,
In other words,
when
Thrill the Villages?
if they do it at the same time, is someone at Sumner, someone at Brownwood?
Oh, okay. No,
Is there more? Is just
there's
one?
only one Thrill the Villages
Okay.
group, and we will do Thrill the Villages the same day as all the different world
Sure.
groups, but there will only be one Thrill the Villages
Oh,
group
okay.
doing it.
Okay.
So if there's, let's say, Thrill Los Angeles, there will only be one group in Los Angeles where everybody comes together to do that. So everybody in the Villages who's part of our Thrill the Villages group will come together no matter where they live. It'll be 6 p.m. It's always 6 p.m. the Saturday night before Halloween. So this year it'll be October 28th.
At a town square? Or
Where at?
So that is the secret right now, and I cannot reveal that
You can't
yet.
reveal it here?
I cannot reveal it
Come on,
yet.
give it, what's it
Just
rhyme
phrase.
with?
Yeah, we cannot reveal it, but I can say this. Be on the lookout because it will be in the Daily Sun.
Okay.
It will be on our Facebook page, which gives me an opportunity to talk about
Sure.
Thrill the Villages on Facebook. So that's where you can get all the information. Anybody who's here in the Villages can come and join the Thrill the Villages page, and that's where you'll get all our information. Not just of where we'll be performing that night, but where we perform all over the Villages the month of Halloween. So in
So
October,
you don't. It's just not a one time.
it's not a one-time thing. Last year in 2022, we had 24 Thriller performances throughout the month of October.
Okay. So how many people dance?
Well, we started in 2020
Okay.
with 10 performers. And the reason we started in 2020 with 10 performers, if you remember, something big happened in 2020. So my thought was, there's no reason we can't do a Thrill group here in the Villages. There were 10 of us that were willing. We started that group with 10 people. We stayed 6 feet apart. That was the start of our Thrill the Villages team.
And did you perform it on the 20th?
We performed it
Saturday
on the
before?
Saturday before Halloween. And not only that, we actually had 6 performances that first year.
Okay.
And what it was outdoor driveway
gonna say,
concerts. You remember the start of
garage
driveway
parties,
Yes, so there were driveway parties. So that was our start. That was 2020. I thought it was just going to be a one-year thing. I thought, okay, we're going to
You'd
do
go back to
this.
St.
I'll go
Pete's.
back to St. Pete, and that'll be that. But the Thriller zombies who did it with us ended up loving it. Our audience loved it and said, please please keep having that Thriller team. So 2021, we doubled, and we had 20 performers. In 2022, we doubled again, 40
wow.
people joining the group, and I believe we had 38 performers that year.
Okay.
For 2022. That was last year. And this year, I'm surprised and delighted to say that we have more than tripled.
wow.
So we now have more than 120 zombies learning the dance.
That's going to be cool.
So
Yeah.
how many do you think are committed to showing up
Well, that's a
on
good
that secret
question.
place on Saturday before Halloween?
That's a good question, John, because we have over 120 that are learning the dance. We have 3 different days that they can learn the dance, 3 different practices a week. This dance is not your average line dance. So it's a little bit more challenging to learn this than, let's say, a line dance.
Right.
It's 6 minutes of choreography.
Yeah.
And so we shall see. Usually around September, we start seeing who is really committed. And by the end of September, when we have signups for the performances, then we know how many will really stick
Okay,
with it.
so a person could go and just maybe want to learn the thriller, but not actually perform, which is fine.
That's fine with
perfectly
us.
fine to
That's
do.
right.
But if you want to stay with it and you're enjoying it, you can perform maybe 20, 25 times in the month of October, and then a certain time on the 28th this year.
And no matter how many times you perform, you are welcome. If you learn the dance and you know it, you are welcome to come join us for Thrill the World Night that Saturday before Halloween. So everybody who knows the dance can do that, even if they don't want to perform any of the other times, because the other performances we do that are indoors are smaller venues.
Sure.
They're not going to be outdoors, and therefore it's going to be more challenging to
Sure.
fit people on the stage.
So you have like a sign-up group. Hey, we need 40 people here. We
That's
need
right.
20 people here.
Exactly
okay.
right.
That's kind of cool, though.
Exactly
That's
right.
awesome.
And in fact, we actually have some people right now who are learning the dance by video. Some of our regular team members haven't even come back from their
Yeah,
snowbird season.
sure.
Starting in October, we're just performing. We're not even having practices. So if you come back in town in October, you need to have practiced the
Have learned
dance
it, yeah.
at home and learned it.
So there is a video out there to teach.
That's right. And we put that on our Facebook page.
Okay.
We put that on the emails that we sent out to our Thriller group.
John and I show up on Sunday for our first practice. How long will it be before we're performance ready?
Okay,
How
so
many practices?
let's assume you and John show up next Sunday for
Yep.
practice. That means that tells us that you and John have been practicing at home with our videos
Okay, so we have to have a little something in the tank before we show up.
at this point.
Yeah, at this.
When people started with us, we start every year in August.
Okay,
Toward the beginning of August, we start practicing. And then we send out that message on Facebook and we send out that message by email. Okay, here's our first practice. That first week, when we have practices, Monday and Thursday and Sunday, we start fresh.
Okay.
We start with a brand new. So if you guys came to that one, you would be ready to start basic step 1. Here's what we're going to do. Now, at this point, we're now at the end of August. Those people have been practicing for 3 weeks.
Sure.
This week, we go into week 4. So that means that if you show up on week 4, we take it for granted that you've been practicing week 1, 2, and 3 on your own with the video. So next year, anybody who's listening to this, that means that next year they can join us for week 1. Or this year, if they want to join us, that's okay, as long as they have been practicing with the videos.
Darn it.
Typically, there's 3 of us up front,
Okay.
myself and a couple of our team members. We also, in the front row, would have everybody from previous
Yeah,
Thriller teams who knows it well. So the experience is from the front row back in terms of experience. And then
so we'd be in the back.
We've been there all our lives.
That's what she's saying. She's saying she's so polite. Yeah, you guys would be in the back.
well, what I would say, so you guys are tall, so that'd be another reason that you might be further in the back so that you wouldn't be blocking
and our
anybody in the
talent
front.
level. Those two
Does not
things.
match our height. Yeah.
And let's just say that in time,
Sure.
you would be working your way up front in time.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you see Thriller, when you see us practice it, you will know how much fun it is. And that's usually what happens. People see it one year
Sure.
and they say, I want to do that next year. That's right. That was one record. The other one was which of the teams would have the
Biggest.
The
Biggest.
biggest.
amount of people. So here's our thought. The Villages is getting ready for the next time they do that, which hasn't even been announced yet. But I think that someday the Villages is going to be the largest Thriller team in the world. And we're going to also be the only Thriller team in the world that is made up of all
Yeah.
55 and over.
You could definitely be the biggest group in the world with 130,000 and growing here that has the time to do this.
That's right.
So
That's
yeah.
right. The reason why I know people have fun and love this is because they participate, and many of them keep participating every year. The other thing is that at the end of October, people are saying, "Oh, can we do like a Christmas thing? Can we do Thriller for Christmas?" I'm like, "No, I will see you next summer. That is the end of that.
We don't know where. It's going to be at 6 o'clock on the 28th, somewhere in the Villages. And
Somewhere big reveal."
big reveal, and look for that on your Facebook page.
That's
when
right.
You reveal it, and in the paper.
That's right.
It's got to be in a square though. Well, it's got to be.
It's
yeah.
got to be someplace where we can have a
Well,
lot
you want-
of people
you
to
want
watch.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
And 6 o'clock, maybe the band could stop, and you guys or sing the dang song, right? Right. Well, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks to him, we've got the best league to play in. It's not a boast, just a toast to number 5.